It's a bit grainy, isn't it? If you're desperate to see anyone's thing, come over and have a look at it, but we might struggle if we all try and get round.
Could we not apply from the front to the Mac?
Sorry? This is fantastic. I'm sorry I'm setting it all off and I'm not supposed to be.
This one might be better.
Yeah, but what you need to remember is that you're tweeting yourself.
That's a better picture, isn't it?
Well, the top. Oh, is it working?
The picture will come in and out, but we'll have to bear with it, I'm afraid. Is everyone here? Yeah. Okay. Great. Right, Sarah, you're going to kind of conduct this, aren't you? Will I just do the camera work because it's hard to concentrate on?
No, that's fine.
Great.
Right.
Let's go.
Okay, so this table, do you want to talk us through your project?
So what you've got is you've got Castle Starbucks, and the story is that any intruders that come anywhere near the front of Castle Starbucks, the drawbridge gets pulled up, an alarm goes off, a photo is taken and tweeted, and the lights flash. Then when he decides that you're a goodie, so there it goes, the drawbridge got up, the camera is now taking a picture, it's in the process of tweeting it, it's finished tweeting, it's now sending an alarm, it's checking your identity, and if your identity is good, the drawbridge comes back down and lets you in. Very
Was this you as a team?
It was
Very much as a team. The original idea was for a drawbridge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it sort of built from there. And if you looked at the picture that you drew, this looks nothing like that, does it?
We used rapid prototyping as our model.
And scavenging.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's really
Wonderful.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, shall we move over to that table over there?
Who's next?
Yeah, we'll be next.
Okay. What do I need to look at? Screen. The
Mobile
plan.
phone here.
Okay.
What we started off doing this morning was looking at the possibility of putting messages to mobile phones from the Raspberry Pi. We ground to a halt. Now we had to get some help from Les. What I'm going to show you here is this little bit of code running. We're going to run this code and we're going to type in the message. So, hello to everyone. And I've maybe got the wrong version of this, I'd rather think. But anyway, we did successfully get messages onto the mobile phone. You can see we've tested them there. Now, the idea was that we could expand that to take data from some of the sensors in the Raspberry Pi and push that to mobile phones for pupils to use. We didn't quite get that far. Our knowledge of Python let us down, but that's a work in progress.
We kind of struggled with familiarising ourselves with sources of information or sources of code that we might want to use. So it was kind of too big a learning curve, I think, for the time that we had, to be honest, wasn't it? But it's kind of useful to show you the parameters of what you might want to achieve.
Great. Thank you very much. Well done. Is this all about sound?
This is all about sound.
Oh, but we
yes.
can look at the Sonic Pi, can't we?
Yeah.
Turn it up nice and loud.
Okay, shall we just play and then explain what we're trying to do? So, well, I mean, essentially what we did was we used Sonic Pi to do some composition ourselves using the sort of cheat sheet to match the notes to Sonic Pi. So we've done that, and then the idea would be that we could take that into schools and the children could play around with that quite easily, and it was something they would recognise. Then we tried to mash up with something really, really popular, so we did manage to find Let It Go and the code, so we've mashed that up, speeded it up, and had a bit of a play around. So again, the idea being that we think this would really be engaging for us. We're going into a lot of schools where children have had no experience with coding, so we thought it was a really good kind of demo. guy's fine, clearly. And then what we really wanted to do as well, if we'd had more time, was start to link up with maybe taking a picture of the kids and linking into Python and then uploading that onto Twitter. So that would be the kind of next step. So I suppose this is the first part, really.
Great, thank you. I wanted to clap at the end of the tune then. It was really, really well done. Who's next? Next? We'll go on this table and then we'll move over. Is it okay? You,
Right, well, physics teacher as I am, I often do an experiment where we measure the intensity from a point source of light as it varies with distance. You get an inverse square law. And I thought how cool it would be to actually use the Pi to make a data logger to do this. So I've got using an ultrasound sensor to measure distance and the LDR to measure the light intensity. So if I turn on the torch on my phone, run the code. Okay, and then I'm just going to move this slowly away. It's going to take about 100 readings as I do so. And it plots a graph of some really rubbish data. Yeah, I don't think we'd be able to conclude any inverse square law from that. But as a proof of concept, it has worked. So I'm thrilled to have got there.
Yeah, thank you. Next.
Yeah, so for my sort of idea, I came up with the pouch on the back of my bike and sort of what I could mount in there and what sort of sensors and things could run off of that. It is all over here though, so I've built a little frame here to show you the idea of it working. So when Teddy comes to sit on his bike, obviously there's he covers up the light on his saddle, and as the light's covered up, the rear LED turns on, so it's only functioning when he's on it, but when he gets off, if he's just at the lights, it carries on for a few seconds afterwards. If he gets off for a while, the LED will stop. The next thing was a motion sensor, so the idea was to have a little video display at the front, so when the bike's in motion, that video display will always be showing the rear view out the back of the bike as he's in motion there. It's very difficult to get people to be completely still, so I have to cover it with a teacup, turn it off, but that's the little rear view camera he's got as well.
Really neat, thank you.
Right, it's taken 4 hours and I've made an inferior version of the game Bop It, which I think everyone knows from the shops. My recommendation would be buy a Bop It. Don't do what I did. But it's been really hard, but it actually works. So if you don't know Bop It, the idea is it's a game that it asks you to follow the same movements as the Bop It machine does. So in the first round, it asks you to do one thing and follow it. And every round, it asks you to do another thing. And I used the Explorer hat and those 4 LEDs on the front to start programming a game that you have to follow the LEDs. So round 1, it gives you 1 light that you have to press, round 2, 2 lights, and so forth. And I just added a buzzer so that if you get it wrong, it tells you in the most obnoxious way. So if I run it, it might be a bit difficult for you to see. But oh, it's going. It's about to buzz because I didn't get it. So it's first round. It's given me 1 light, which then I can press. Next round, there are 2 lights that I can press. So third round will be 3 lights. Let's imagine I got it wrong, and it will. Fingers crossed. Yay! And when I was thinking about this, what I actually wanted to do was make it really cool, and instead of using like the spin it, bop it, push it and twist it, was use fruits for my bop it, which I obviously didn't get because they're still in my carrier bag. But this is going to be the next iteration, so when it's asking you to touch the yellow one, you'll touch a lemon or the apple, and so I will finish it and I'll upload it and hashtag it.
Hey.
And let you know.
Thank you. Yes, next.
Well, I wanted to do something. I've got a little dog, so I wanted to sort of do something that was kind of to do with me. So I decided to do a dog food dispenser. It's got one lot of feed in, so that if you're not there for tea or breakfast or something, it dispense the food. Now, I did that quite quickly, the little sort of dispenser thing. But I wanted to sort of tweet and say, dispense the food. But unfortunately, that's not quite how it sort of ended up. So I'll show you what it does. I've not actually done a run with the real dog food in, so we'll see what happens. Oh. So it's got a little bit of dog food. It's not got all of his dog food, but it's kind of work in process. And then on Twitter, when you update Twitter, sorry about the suspense of this. It says, yum yum. He tweets to say that he's enjoyed it, but I wanted to do it the other way around really, but it has tweeted once that's been dispensed to Twitter.
Awesome. Okay, this table. You were keen, Simon. Shall we?
Yeah. What we did here, I connected a motion sensor to a camera, and anytime the motion sensor, anybody senses motion, it's gonna send a command to the camera to take a picture, and it's gonna send an email to my Gmail saying that somebody at my door, a message. So this is gonna be installed at the door probably of the house, and we're trying to complete it and add a picture attachment. So I don't have time to do that. But if we run it now, you'll see if motion is sensed, you'll see a picture taken here. We'll save it on the computer, and it will send it by email. Okay. Steve telling me now it's ready. It's detecting motion, taking pictures, and I should get an email. It said here successfully sent the email. So probably it's a connection issue with the library connection. It's working very well. Yeah, I got 4 emails.
Oh, right.
It says me. From my email to my email. Me. Okay, so it took 4 pictures and sent the email, but I still need to work on attaching the image of the person.
Okay. Great. Who's next on here?
You go next.
Yeah. Are you together?
Yeah.
All 3 of you. Okay. We'll start looking at this.
This one, we decided we wanted to make a game. We had a couple of sort of ambitious ideas to start with about using the Explorer hat, etc., which unfortunately we've not had a chance to sort of build into it. But we've got 2 budding sort of Sonic Pi composers. The basis of the game is very much you select a song. We've got a little bit of an animation that occurs in the game, and it asks you to guess the song. Hopefully the speakers work. There we go. I don't know if anyone knows what that song is.
Mario?
It's Mario. Yeah. I'll just try it, just double check. If it's correct, it comes up correct, and it plays it again a little bit for you and increases your score. So yeah, that's as far as we go.
Excellent. So, what have we got here? Right then, what have we got here?
Hello.
Hello.
We've got a Minecraft thing where, I don't know if you can see up there, we are in Minecraft wandering around in a sort of boring looking landscape, but we have an exciting looking probe there, which this has never before been tested, but do you want to try it in the cold one? If you stick it in the cold area and then press that button, it's actually 18 degrees at the moment. Oh crap, it's gone wrong. Okay, let's do the warm one. What happens when you do that is it goes wrong, but no, in your hand.
Oh, in my hand.
Yeah. Oh, now it's covered in tea. All right, 1 second. Bear with me. Okay, it's really going to work now. Yes, so when Rebecca holds it and presses that button, it sort of transforms the landscape into a kind of summery paradise. Here's a desert. Can you see the desertishness of it?
Yeah.
And if Rebecca can just get her hand to be warm enough, oh look, flowers and grass. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? But what if it gets too hot? In the tea, please. Oh.
In the tea?
Yeah, the tea. I think just tea level is. Otherwise, it could get too dangerous. So yeah, and now it's. You can't see this. I've got the thing telling me it's 34 degrees. That's getting too dangerous. But it's still producing flowers wherever we go. It's actually happy about that. Is it going to go above the? I think quite soon. Maybe we'll have to go into the more dangerous one. All right. This is the thermos, in case you can't see what we're doing. Oh dear, look what's happened. There's cactuses everywhere. It's actually turning back into a desert. That's a disaster. So let's just hope it doesn't get any worse than that. But of course it will, because that's the whole plan. Oh, making volcano, it's just said. Whoa, look over there. There's a volcano appearing in the sky, sort of from the top up, which is not scientifically accurate, but kind of cooler than the real version, I guess. And that's it, really. That's really it.
Okay.
Right then.
We made a trike. Basically, what we started off is getting the raspberry to go forwards, backwards, and to turn right and left. Then we put a crash sensor on the front, so when it hits something, it reverses itself and goes round and will redirect itself. The whole concept was that to start with, less able children are working, making a straight line because the motors don't work the same, so you have to tweak them speed-wise to get it to go, and then to be able to go round a maze, and so it would become something that you would be able to extend. So we just needed it to... And she does go quite fast, actually, because we had to up the speed to manage the weight of the power pack. She's better on the floor.
She?
Yes.
What's she called?
Gloria.
On the floor? Okay. Oh.
So that she will gradually change direction. Because the buttons take quite a bit of clicking, we would, if time, we'd have gone with the sensor, so as it gets darker, as it gets to an object, the sensor would turn it round rather than crash.
That's right. So it's proof of concept. The sensor could be, as I say, it could be the camera, or it could be light sensor, or movement sensor, something like that. And it's along the lines of things like the Google self-driving car, so it can find its way and detect its environment and move. And then ultimately we'd think about whether we could control it remotely by Bluetooth from a Raspberry Pi. And of course we're going to get the drone finished by the end of today.
Yeah. We originally didn't have the drone spinner flying around, so we can take a photograph and put them on. We were hoping that we'd be able to hack into that, but we can't. We need a bigger drone. So I'm going shopping.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
so we made a motion-censored activated music box. We've had a bit of problem with the motion sensors. We kind of might not work straight away, but basically, when we run it, we get the motion sensor. And what should happen is, if you imagine someone's opened up the box.
So the Sugar Plum Fair is spinning round at the same time as Sonic Pi is running through Python.
And we've controlled Sonic Pi through Python, so we're playing the notes in Python.
And it's also taking video footage, which at
being
the end we were hoping to tweet, but
we couldn't quite get
the
it working.
internet got out, so. And it should have been the Sugar Plum Fairy tune, but we sort of run out of time. So it is like the first 4 notes or so repeated.
And that's it.
Great, thank you. Lovely. Are we done? Is that it? Everyone? Yeah. Everyone? Great. Well done, everyone, again. Thank you. Fantastic.